like Steve Harvey, baby. I set it up for you, baby.
Well, Steve Harvey said, "Hey, this your host, Steve Harvey.
I just set it up for you, baby.
I'm your host, baby." But yeah, man, we got a lot of good guests coming in tonight, man. We got a lot. We got our team, B Sci-Fi. You know, we're gonna be on tonight. We got Blake Sims. I think Blake is online right now. The great, the
what
one
it do,
and only.
baby?
What it do, man? How you doing here?
Man, you know I'm good, big dog. I'm sitting here just chilling on my way to, handle some business.
My dude, what's happening?
What's up? What it do, OG?
I don't know it, man. I'm just trying to
Mr.
keep
Pig
up with y'all
Six.
young kids.
Mr. Pig Six, you hear me?
Hey, man, let me just say this to you. Yesterday, I didn't get to say it, man, but yesterday, man, when I used to come out to practice, man, when, they was doing the thing, they was allowing y'all to come back and be able to practice with the team, man. Dog, I could have sworn that you still had some more years left in there because, I mean, you was going hard. I had a couple of people out there, Langham, if he asked you to come back out and practice with him, you're going to do it. You don't want to know the words I use. I can't use them on air. I wasn't coming nowhere near it, baby. But, I mean, you was getting him the business out there. I said, look at him, man. He's still running around with him.
Come on, Adelaide. You get that opportunity like that. They feel like that's an opportunity for them to talk junk to you and be like, man, what they could have did at our time. So I just didn't represent for myself. I had to represent for my class.
Yeah, when you was getting on the business now, I saw you a few times at practice.
Right, and then I think that's the only time that I was allowed and was able to nothing back. Because usually, when you get to picking his defense apart, Coach Saban gets very upset. And he'll get to saying, it ain't about you. It's about them. Show them. Show them what we're going to see Saturday. That kid ain't going to do that. And, I was Deshaun Watson. And Coach Saban would get to yelling up like, well, you made me drive 325 miles to show him what Deshaun Watson going to do. That's what he going to do. He'll be like,
well, you were doing everything that Deshaun Watson was going to do to him, so I don't know why he was yelling that particular week.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what Coach Saban does, man. Like, I said he was yelling at me, and when I said, well, that's what Deshaun Watson going to do, he looked at me and stuttered a little bit and got the rocking to both sides on his feet and then looked at Kirby and started yelling at Kirby. And I was laughing, and Kirby was like, that's how you going to do me, Blake?
Man,
it's weird to say, like, just have stories about Kirby, man, because, you talk about him being in Alabama, man, with him at Georgia, bro, it still feels unreal.
Yeah, I went up to see Kirby a couple of years ago. This had to be right before the Alliance had started. And I got to spend some time with his running backs, and I think this is when Swift was still in school and stuff. And man, they got a good group around them. I mean, of course, all the familiar faces, man. That was GAs and stuff when we was in school, or they was coaches and stuff when we was in school at Alabama. So it felt like home to me, man. Them guys, they got a good group of guys, man. I know Kirby was yelling out one period, and they had asked Kirby, they said, Kirby, what is? I think it was like period 8. But it was something. It was something called. It was a crazy name to it. And they said, Kirby, well, what does this period mean? I said, I don't know. Nick Saban got it, so we got it. Man, I said, man, look, the tradition that we have, man. Like, people don't realize how strong that tradition is. Oh yeah. I mean, everybody proud of Kirby, man. Like, when I was telling folks about the national championship last year, anybody that played at Bama, I don't feel like nobody was mad about it. To me, it was almost like, man, it's about time, Kirby. Come on now, we need you to do something for us.
Right.
Because it was like, hey, man, if like I tell people, man, if TJ and my son don't beat me in basketball one day or in the video game one day, it's gonna be, a reflection of me. Like, man, I done showed you enough for you to defeat me.
Right.
For you to beat me. But when he do find that day, when he do beat me, I'm like, okay, all right, I done showed you everything you know, not everything I know.
Right.
I'm gonna have to pull a little something else out the bag of the tricks. I'm gonna have to start elbowing him in his stomach when he go up for the layup. Or when I'm bagging him down.
I'm proud of y'all. Y'all still able to do that. OG ain't doing it.
Some of us is.
They already winning with OG. OG got a day bed. You know, he just lay on the day. He just lay on his day bed outside and swing around, man. That's all OG do.
He got a day bed swing. What is it called? What's the service called again? Your company called again?
Just a swing.
And he put it on his front porch. Blake, he put it on his front porch and he watch everybody go past. He
well, like a bed and breakfast. Man. You get that, like a bed and breakfast. You get that day bed out there, man.
A yellow man, get off my grass like you Stanley.
Yeah.
But you fellas just stay off my freaking grass.
Stay off my grass.
Oh man, it's so crazy, man. We got so many stories about Kirby. Man, I remember getting recruited and we was playing. We do this thing called Bama ball, and it's really like when I was in high school, we call it Australia football. You can pass it back and forward, as long as you don't get tagged. And so they passed the ball, and I went up for it, and I dropped it. No, it was an interception. I had it. I was coming down for it. I went up for it. I had to be about 40 inches vertical, man. I felt like I was LeBron out there, man, when I went up there, man.
Sky high.
Yeah, I felt like I was sky high. But I didn't come down with the ball. And Kirby said, well, that's why, we're going to leave you on the opposite side. We ain't going to let you play DB. Speaking of basketball, or getting up, back in your day, man, you was out there doing that thing.
I was Magic Johnson. All I did was ran the point. I wasn't doing all that dunking the basketball. I used to watch some Showtime Lakers, baby. We had a game on Saturday. The Lakers played early in the day. I come in the gym that night. Our high school color purple and gold. I wore number 32. I thought I was Magic. I wasn't doing no dunking the basketball. There wasn't no word about that, baby. I was trying to make all the. I wanted to hear the crowd go ooh every time I made a pass. I try to throw another look pass. Hey, if y'all try to do it no look pass, throw that boy out of bounds. My high school coach said, you got one more time.
Man, it's something about them DBs with that basketball, man, because I knew we was, my freshman, he was in there with Hive, man. Hive couldn't shoot worth nothing, man. He looked the part, though.
Oh, yeah.
He had his headband on, his wristbands on. Yeah. He looked the part. And that doggone BJ Scott was the same way.
Oh, man, look.
Cock Diesel out there look like, man, I ain't holding him. You get out there, DJ can't drill worth nothing. But he find a way to make the last shot of the game every time, and be talking mess like he won the whole game, like he done balled out the whole time.
Hey, like Mike Epps said, ain't hit a game. He ain't hit a shot all game. When he finally hit one shot, he want to tell everybody to get back, get your man, get your man. Like Mike Epps said, I ain't hit a shot the whole game. Finally hit one. I want to tell everybody to get back. And they talk about. Man, be quiet, old school. You finally hit one shot.
But it's something about them old school players, though, man. You gotta love that old school mentality, man. When you talking about basketball, I was watching the clip yesterday on Instagram, and one of them old cats was like, "Man, I can beat you with a tennis ball." And he just started taking off his jacket. Old school in the gym. He just started taking off his jacket, man. He went to dribbling that thing and shot that thing, and he was like, "Man, you gonna match it, do or die? What you gonna do?"
Man, the old school basketball, all they did was bang. They just beat you up, man. You'll watch old school do when they do come out there to play. When they decide they want to play, the first thing they want to do is get the ball and start banging you and go down low with the basketball, man.
Oh yeah,
And they good at throwing elbows. I was like, I'm good, man. I don't want to play.
Oh yeah, man. Look, that's what. So Blake, you done played ball with Coach Saban, didn't it?
Yeah, I done played with Coach Saban before.
Don't Cedric hold him the whole game?
Man, he
the whole game, and he want all the good players on his team.
So how does that go, man, when they're playing basketball?
You might get fired the next day.
How does that go? How is it that Cedric always end up being the one guarding him all the time? That's what I heard. Now I heard every time they play basketball, he always being guarded by Cedric. How, man?
Because him and Saban, the captains of the team.
I can see you said now, holding him with a glass of water in his hand, a cup of water.
Yeah.
Man, that doggone said, man, I love me some said, man. Like
man.
If it ain't the
Always.
guy who got it, man,
Before
that
every
dog
game,
don't
you
say
hear him
it.
yelling, ASAP, ASAP.
Mm-hmm. Yep, they call it the
What's
Non-Basketball Association.
I'm telling you. Cedric probably like one of the most famous unknown people in the history of Alabama, man.
Yeah,
Like,
I agree with you.
so, like a lot of people, man, like a lot of people don't even know. Like people be like, Cedric, why you ain't got no? You been working with Coach Saban a long time. Why you ain't got no Mercedes or woo? Man, Coach Saban hooked up that green truck for him, man. He still drives it to this day. And they just tell you how Cedric think, man. Be the little thing for him.
Man, you know, Cedric got a lifetime job. You know, he been there since Kobe Bryant was there.
I know.
And so it's in his contract that he can't be fired. And it's so crazy.
No, I did not know
Cedric got, yeah. And you ever seen his office, Blake?
No, I ain't never seen his office.
It's like the size of like only for a desk can get in there in his seat. And like he be comfortable though, man. Like I don't know if it's a copy machine in there with him, but
the question is he ever in there? That's the problem. He's always on the go.
Yeah,
so
that's the problem.
That's all he needed was a little cubby hole.
He ain't never in there, man.
Yeah.
I remember that time, man. I thought I was in trouble. And Coach Cedric had called me, said, Coach, won't you? And I'm at home now. And at this time, I'm staying in Cottondale by Bryant High School. So I'm at home. I said, man, it's late. Coach Saban want me. Cedric called me. Man. And so what happened was I went in the room. I came to the office, went in the office. You know, at this time, this is when the button. This is when he had the button, and ain't nobody had a button where you can hit the button and the door closed behind you. Right. And so when he did that, and when he did that, he said, what up, dog? I said, what up, coach? And look, in my head, I was already saying, man, I ain't do it, man. It was Blake. In my head, I was already saying that.
You so ready to snitch on Blake?
Man,
already,
Blake was going. Look, Blake was going to take that one.
Man, I'm probably the one that always taking it anyway, man. You know how to take a rock, man.
Blake, the little bro, he got to take it. That's how I took it.
Yeah, man. Hey, who told y'all to go there, Trent? Trent, Blake, why you with Trent anyway?
And so he pull out this map, and this is how old school Coach Saban and said is. He pull out his map and say, well, if I go this way to Pensacola right now, would I get there fast? And he asked me all the back streets. I'm thinking in my head, like, what? He said, yeah, man, Miss Terry dog died, and got these 2 boxes of bull terriers down there. I got to go get them, and I got to drive with her. So I need the fast way to get to Pensacola if I get my butt right back. And so in my head, I'm like, oh, I done made it. Coach done called me for
directions.
For directions. Oh, I done made it, baby. I'm good. I ain't got nothing else to worry about. I done made it. And so Cedric like, man, Coach want me to go down there and just do it. You're like, no, I need to spend this time with my wife. Because if I don't, I'm gonna be sleeping on the couch again. And so Miss Terry had him sleeping on the couch because I guess the dog had passed. I don't know if it ran away or passed. It was something like that. But he had to go down there and get 2 Boston Terriers. And then he got down there. Miss Terry didn't like the dog. So when he came back, so he was even more mad.
Oh, I know he was teed off when he got back. Man, I done rode all the way down there. I'm saying, because when he first got to Bama, I was like, I'm going to give him a little time. I'm going to go by there and say hello to him. I go, just thinking about what you said, I go up to the office. He come out of the office. He look at me. He just started smiling. We both just started laughing. Without hesitation, first thing came out of both of our mouths. What's up, dog? When I got to the pro, that's how everybody spoke to each other. I want to come up, you speak to Art Modell. What's up, dog?
That's crazy, man. We're going to take a short, quick break. And we got with us today, Antonio Langham. And we had a legend, Blake Sims. And when you come back, we will have the one and only Reggie Ragland Super Bowl winner online, too. And this is Trent Richardson with The Ropes with TR3.
Execute, in a really positive way and try to build on the momentum of, having a good second half and improving to finish the season.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening. We are back, coming from you live from AVX Studios, downtown Birmingham, and you are listening to The Ropes with TR3. We got another great show tonight. And once again, we have the Super Bowl winner, Reggie Ragland, online. We got the great Blake Sims, one of the Bama's greatest quarterback to ever come through. And Pick 6, 1992, champion of the world, Antonio Langham.
Shook up the world.
And we just got me.
Shook up the world.
And we just got me, Trent Richardson.
I was waiting on that question that night after that game, too. I was waiting on that. Ask me. So, after a win like this, Langham, what are you going to do? I was waiting to say, I'm going to Disney World. But it never happened.
So, like, when did that start? Because I know growing up seeing that, I'm going to Disney. I know that was one of the biggest things that because I wanted to say the same thing, too. After we got the win, but I ain't get that question.
Well, you only had the opportunity to say that when you won the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And if you were the Super Bowl MVP, you got to ask that question. So in college, you win and you didn't have to worry about that. There's too much red tape in college. How they going to pay for you to go to Disney World without it being a problem with the NCAA. So you didn't have to worry about it in college. But, I was just going to say it for the heck of it, though. But we didn't make it that far. Still to this day, I don't know what I said. They just asked me a question. I took off. I was trying to get out. I was trying to get in the stands. I didn't have a clue what he was asking me.
Well, if he was anything like Blake grabbed his child out the stands and he got everybody in trouble.
Hey, man, look, I took enough concussion. I took enough cuss outs, injuries. Man, I got cussed out for playing basketball, bro. Coach Saban banned me from literally had a picture of me at the rec. And whenever I swiped my icing card, it like a red X came up, like don't let him in. Like I was just running from the cops or something, man.
Man, you got banned from the rec center, man.
Yeah, man. Like I love basketball, bro, and I used to just play basketball all the time. And I was an All-American McDonald's player. And Coach Saban, like he knew, man, like I was trying to go to a school with a double scholarship. Like I had UConn, Kentucky, Tennessee, stuff like that. Man, he wouldn't let me play, man. But he told me when I come to Alabama, I better focus on football. And so, man, I had hurt my hip. I had bruised my SI joint in my hip playing basketball, man. I was supposed to be the third down back that year, too. That's when we had Doug Nussmeier.
So you was out there playing basketball and you done hurt your hip.
Yeah, man, I was in Cali.
It sounded like to me Blake was a rebel, man, without a cause.
Wide world of sports.
It didn't sound like he was just a rebel without a cause, man. Blake don't play basketball, he in the rec. Blake don't play kickball. He out there the rec center on the little fields playing kickball, man.
Let's get it
Yeah, I was the talking example. Coach Saban used to say, if you ain't got about 12, you better head your butt back on to Tuscaloosa. And Blake Sims, if you on that court, you better get your butt back to Tuscaloosa.
You're right about that. So tell me this, y'all, and I've seen this over the last few years. It get worse and worse every year. Do you think it need to be a law on like abuse for the fans, like for the athletes, like, cause I mean, you laugh. What I mean by that, like, cause I was watching the Chris Paul situation. I think it was last year or something like that, and they had grabbed his wife or something like that, or something had happened where they had grabbed his wife or some or his kid. It was something
I think
crazy.
they said something crazy to him.
Yeah.
To him.
But it's like, man, when it comes to, And I could take it. You talking to me crazy. But don't involve my family, man. Because my family, they're fans just like you. They there to have a great time. Like, man, because, you know, if we was to take this somewhere else, you wouldn't say this stuff in front of my face or my family face. What you think about that,
Sometimes you had to be concerned at what your family probably said sitting up there,
Yeah,
too. You know?
yeah, that too.
You know, some of us have crazy family members, and they look for the rowdiness. So, you know, they look for that challenge. So sometimes, you know, you have to be careful. You have to make sure your family hasn't said anything. But at the same time, man, I think you have to prep your family on that mess, because fans are going to be fans. And then they're going to have stuff to say, good, bad, or indifferent. You know how they, like, coaches try to tell you, you got to show discipline and not react to it. Because, you know, we get stuff said to us that's way out of left field.
Yeah,
boy.
man.
I know we played Tennessee one year. I was on the bench. I had a couple of them kids in the student section that called me, "Hey, Langham, your mom's up here and we love her."
Man.
Like, man, something wrong with them, man. But I don't think they ever pass a law behind it. I just think it's a touchy subject, man. It's something, but you got to understand. Then imagine what it said to the officials all night.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially in basketball games, man.
Yeah,
They
I
miss
know.
a call, man. They get so much said to them, man. I know sometimes they be on that court like they just want to throw hands for real. Because I bet there's some stuff being said to them, man.
Man, and speaking of being on the court, like, do you see the calls that they doing now with these texts, man? I'm watching the kid from the Celtics, man, and, you know, he had made a foul, and he had went, you know, he has clapped his hand. He said, you might have said dang to himself.
Yeah.
And the ref teed him up. It was just like, man, come on, man. What's going on now, man? Because, I mean, they been getting soft with these texts, man. Usually, you usually had to punch somebody in the eye. You usually had to punch somebody in the eye or something like that. But, man, they getting soft with these texts now, man. Like, these words are, you know, it ain't too much a reaction no more. It's the words that's, you know, tearing them apart.
They need to just forget about it. Just be like Draymond. Just go for it. Whatever happens, happens. Draymond don't care. Draymond just go for it. It's like, you make a bad call on him, he just going to go ahead and go for it. Like, whatever, man. Take me up, I'm good.
Yeah, you right about that. That doggone Draymond, look, he going to beat him no matter what. Ain't that right, Blake?
Y'all keep calling Blake now. I believe Blake was just a rebel without a cause. It was just like y'all just say, Blake, do it. And Blake did it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Take it straight,
Man, I
Blake.
just be
Blake, just
chilling,
take
man.
it.
Hey, I just be chilling, and I'm the quarterback, man. So the quarterback always got to be the one to speak up, man.
Look, we used to do
take
Blake
down
like
the
TJ
chin.
do my little boy.
Yeah.
So TJ will make my little boy come ask me something and he won't do it, or he'll push him to the door and have him ask me, or he'll get him in trouble. Like, man, I keep telling you, man, TJ ain't your friend, man.
Fact. That's
Man,
big
Blake was a
fact,
rebel,
man.
man. We made him like that.
Rag, you on there, man? Rag on here?
I think he's still trying to get his stuff together.
Oh, okay. So, Blake, with you being the quarterback, it was just like everything that needed to be said, needed to be done. They just said, man, Blake, go tell Coach Saban this. Or Blake, go ask Coach Saban that. So you was that guy. Well, he the quarterback, man. Ain't much going to be said to him.
Man. Like, I was that guy sometimes, but, you know, like at that time, man, we had, like, you know, Kuba's on his way to being first round. You had Landon on his way to being first round. So a lot of the times the conversation would go to them two and be like, man, you know, y'all save him, boy, man. Go tell Cole to chill with practice today.
Man, we gonna get back.
Something like that, or be like, tell them, hey, man, y'all go tell Cochran to chill out, man. You know, we've been running 110 for 32 days now.
Them 110s, man. We're gonna tell a quick story when we get back, man, about these 110s. We gotta pay a couple more bills, man. Let some of these important messages come by on this quick short break. And you are with Trent Richardson, and you are with Blake Sims, the one and only Antonio Langham. We have Reggie Ragland coming up on the next segment, and you are with the ropes with TR3. We'll be right back.
Suns point guard Chris Paul confronting a fan who was escorted out of the American Airlines Center. Well, just a short time ago, the Mavericks said there were 2 unruly fans who tried to hug Paul's family and have unwanted conversations with them on the concourse. Both fans are now banned from the American Airlines Center until next year.
We are back, and you are listening to The Ropes with TR3. I'm your host, Trent Richardson, and we have the one and only Super Bowl winner, Reggie Ragland, online. And we have the one and only Antonio Langham, pick 6. And we have Blake Sims, the one and only 6 himself. Reggie, how you doing, man? You on there yet?
Yeah, I'm on here, man. You know myself. I'm fresh out the shower, laced with baby powder.
Hey, man. Hey, you can hold the baby powder to yourself, man.
Man, look here. You put on baby powder, you know.
Man, it smell like Johnson Johnson for the rest of his life.
Yeah, you don't know nothing about that Johnson.
Man, that doggone Blake used to oil this stuff up before practice, man. Blake, tell him about that oil you used to use, man. We used to call Blake Wet Rag.
Wet Rag.
That's his stage name.
Wet Rag.
Oh, no, that's a little, keep that to yourself, my boy.
And they used to call old Julio Cocoa Puff.
No. I don't even want to know. I don't even want to know. I swear I don't.
What was your stage name?
Huh? I ain't had no stage name.
Nah, he had a stage name, man.
Yeah, he definitely had a stage name.
Yeah, they called him something. He just don't want to say it.
What was your stage name, Red?
If I ain't sweat.
It's inappropriate, man.
I was coaching for Zal for a long time. Zal said my stage name would have been Chocolate Thunder.
I feel like telling mine.
Man, they're crazy, man. Man, how practice was today, Reg? How everything? I mean, you had a day off. You had that Tuesday.
Yeah.
So on a Tuesday, what is it to do in Las Vegas on a Tuesday?
Evidently, we're doing something. You had to take a shower and put on baby powder.
You know, in the NFL, your day off really ain't your day off. So you have to go in there, work out, get a little jump start on the team, understand, watch a little film, get their tendencies, write some stuff down, be productive, and then had to handle some other stuff, So that's how I'm being productive right now. I'm in my hotel room, looking at a wall, talking to y'all.
You ain't at Caesar's Palace, is you?
No, I don't do Caesar salads. They really ain't good for you.
But did you find you something good to eat, man? Because you said yesterday you were gonna go find you really good.
Man, you know what? I ended up going to see Eddie Griffin last night, man, the comedian, and I got to hang out with one of my long time favorite, comedians, man, and I got to hang out with him after the show and talk to him, man. Like, his show was awesome, don't get me wrong, but man, just sitting down chopping up with him, he is hilarious, man. So that was a lifelong dream of mine, so finally got to see one of my heroes growing up.
Good.
Eddie Griffin, man. Look,
man,
man,
a fool.
Man, I was watching the other night. I was watching the Comic View 25th anniversary or something like that. And then he was on there. He did Michael Jackson. He was real good at doing that Michael Jackson. And man,
right.
Eddie still look good too, man. man, he done aged well, you know, and a lot of those guys, man, still looked good. Like,
Right. Man, he's 58 years old.
58.
Okay.
Ooh.
He's 58 years old.
look at on.
Say nothing, man.
Go,
Say a word, man.
what you about to say, oh?
Nothing at all.
Cause you knocking on what this year?
Already knocked it. Hey, 50 already opened the door for me, man. Welcome on in, my dog. It's all love. Hey, Reg, since you out there, man. Yeah, it is for real, though, man. You get to go see Usher while you out there, won't you, man?
Oh, yeah. I'm going to slide up on him like baggage claim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got to go see
I
Usher.
heard he put on a mean show now.
Man, that's what they say. I'm going to be in there with him, putting on the show myself. I'll be sweating just like him.
Bang, bang, bang.
Then when his stage name will come out there, when Usher get to hit them songs he like, man.
Man, you gonna hear Reg on here tomorrow coming out with every confession.
Man, these are my confessions. I ate the last piece of chicken on the plate.
This man here crazy, man.
Right,
So,
you know.
Red, we had a question, man, before we went on break. Do you think it should be a policy or a law from fans beating up? Well, I won't say beating up the athletes, but you know, beating down the athletes and families, man. Do you think it should be a rule or something, or a policy or a law?
I ain't gonna lie to you. It wasn't no law when I was in high school, and everybody in the stands was on my tail in basketball. So me personally, I like when the fans interact, because when you get to talking stuff, that's just gonna make me amplify my game. And when I end up, if we're playing basketball, I done drop 30 on you, and now I'm in that thing looking like Chris Tucker. So me, but it just depends, man. Cause like the fans only should like touch or interact with us if it's wanted. But if it's not wanted, you know, you can heckle, you know, do your thing, but don't be over there doing the most, calling people out their names and characters just because you and your feelings, and just because you think one thing about a person, just what you see from a distance, man. That's the one thing I hate. I can't stand about fans, man, because when you don't know a guy and all you see is stuff from a distance, that person is nothing like that in person or getting to know him. So if you can get to know somebody, man, get to know them, but don't be over there all in your feelings just because this person has this view something, and then you in your feelings because you don't have that view. Y'all two different people.
So what and I'm gonna use two different people because it's two different kind of slanders when it comes to these people, right? When it comes to, I'm gonna say LeBron James, people hate that I think people hate that his greatness, right? Maybe I don't know. Maybe it's something different. I don't know.
People hate his greatness because ever since he was 15, 16, 17 years old, every piece of hype that was put on him, that man succeeded and more.
Oh, savage.
And just because he does it consistently, that's the issue. If he did it every now and then, people wouldn't care. But because he ended up going to 8 straight finals.
No, he went to 9.
9 straight, my fault. And then he's a great human being off the court. He got his own school. He's helping families out and everything like that. And that man doesn't have a scratch on his name or rep. Like, if he was getting in trouble doing little stuff, it'd be different. Them folk wouldn't say nothing to him if he was not being consistent. But they still might say something to him because he had the hype on him. But just because he's consistent and he's always beating the odds, and because he's from Akron, Ohio, that's why they don't like him. And then he had that Hummer in high school. That's really why they didn't like him.
That Hummer did it, man.
Stephen Curry, recent MVP.
Hey, man.
Man, what you talking about, Blake? Man, Blake get on there and just start yelling stuff.
Yeah, that's
Stephen Curry fan, man.
But we ain't talking about your fan. We talking about how people get heckled. Like, don't nobody say nothing to Stephen Curry. They should have said something to him. Never mind. I'll keep that to myself.
So tell me this,
No,
man.
don't tell him a guy. Come on, man.
Everything ain't meant to be said out loud.
I respect LeBron. Everything he go through is nothing but respect. But it comes to that hardwood, Curry, man.
Curry what?
Curry the truth. He the best in the game.
Yeah, shooting. Let's talk about something else. Can he play defense? Can he rebound?
He get good meals every night, man.
Can he put other guys in position to succeed?
Curry do too. That's why he got 4 of them.
Has he made any of his teammates some money?
Yeah.
Ooh.
When you win that championship, baby, you get paid.
Everybody gets paid when you win the championship, man. Yeah. Everybody gets the extra little signing bonus, you know. I'm talking about has he put guys in position to succeed like LeBron had. Everywhere LeBron went, all his teammates look good.
No, Reggie, I'm not arguing with you. Come on, LeBron is a great guy.
Great guy.
But
what you say he's the best?
When I hear LeBron, I got to say Stephen Curry.
So you think Steph is better than LeBron?
No, I mean, yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, man.
I'm about to say you finna contradict yourself. Here you go.
I ain't trying to start no debate because I ain't gonna do that.
It's too late. No, let's talk about it.
Say Stephen Curry.
Okay, so what makes Curry better than LeBron?
I said I wasn't gonna do no debate. I just said that.
Man, you ain't got no choice. We're on the radio. Come on.
Man, you better be glad Mike ain't in here yet, because when Mike get in here, you know you're going to hear it from him, because he going to give us all type of knowledge. What you about to say?
I hear Mike get on his patio and speak.
What you about to say, man?
Can you hear Mike now? Man, I like LeBron because he loved the children. He didn't care what folks said. They looked out for him. They gave him.
Go on, LeBron. Run,
Yeah.
LeBron.
Yeah.
Go on, Jalen.
I argue with Mike all the time.
Ooh, we need to argue with you on this LeBron and Steph Curry. Man, what makes him better? You got to sit here and tell me and the people why.
And look, we're gonna get into on the second half. We're gonna get into it when everybody get here. We're gonna get into because everybody be want to do the debate about LeBron and Mike. We're gonna add stuff in that. We're gonna add stuff in that conversation now. Since Blake want to bring him up, so we're gonna put you in that debate when we get back. But we got to take a quick break, right quick, pay some bills. So sit tight, grab you something to drink, and we'll be right back with the ropes with TR3.
I know it's important. I do. I honestly do. But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about?
Man, we up here talking about practice, man. Practice? And we are back listening to The Ropes with TR3. I'm your host, Trent Richardson, and you are listening to Blake Sims Practice. Reggie Ragland Practice. The one and only Antonio Langham Practice? We talking about practice.
I know
right
I'm
now,
supposed to be there. I know I'm supposed to lead by example. I know that. I'm not shoving it aside.
Talking about practice.
I know it's important. But we talking about practice, man. What are we practice?
And you know what's crazy? He said, I know I'm supposed to lead by example, but he was the dude with his entourage in the club till 6 a.m. And then talk about lead by example.
Man, look. AI, man.
But he was that dude, though.
Yeah, on that court. You put that ball in this, and it's only certain people that can do that.
Once you turn them lights on, though,
Man,
all
people.
that Moet Rose he had the night before. He go to work, so.
Man, it's only a handful of people that can turn that switch on. And was just in the club at 2, 5, 6 in the morning, Blake Sims. Ain't that right, Blake?
No. I don't know nothing about that.
Blake was in the club trying to twerk.
No.
Stop, man. Stop.
Talking about some what's up? What's up?
What's up? No, sir. Rich kid. No, sir. Hit the corn. He sure was hitting the corn then.
Man, you let people tell it, man. They said before the national championship game, I was at the casino rolling dice all night at the crash.
Not that the statute of limitations up, were you?
Nah, man, I wouldn't. I wouldn't, man. I ain't had the money to do it then. But right after that game, shoot. I knew I wasn't coming back after that game, so man, I ain't even ride back with the team.
Like those raps on Backbone that he was bucking like 5 deuce 4 tray.
Backdoor Lil Joe, baby.
Somebody better tell him.
Lemon.
Shake him up, shake him up, shake him up, shake him.
But yeah, man, it was a quick segment, man. We gonna get right back into it, man. So Blake, we got to get this conversation going, Blake, about this Steph Curry and Kyrie. I mean, you know what? I'll do, and this is a question, and we got a quick 2 minutes. Do y'all think Steph Curry is better than Kyrie Irving?
Oh, that's a good question.
If you got to think about that question, Blake, how do you say he is better than LeBron?
Oh, all I said, that was a good question. That's all I said. I was giving the floor to everybody else because I feel like you answered my question right there. You feel me? Like, come on, man. It's all Curry, man. Like, I talked to Curry at the games, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I really talked to Curry, like, Curry, what's happening? Like,
Yeah,
let's go,
sound
man.
like you
What's
lying.
up? You know what I'm saying? I talked to Aisha, man. Like, I really talked to her. Like, what we cooking
Somebody
tonight.
need to talk to Aisha
Like,
what she
protein.
did a couple years
You know what
ago.
I'm saying? He getting the rest. We really on this. We dedicated.
So we gonna be right back with more Blake talking to
Blake talking to
Steph
himself.
and that rose cup and cover them fireballs after these important messages. So y'all with the ropes with TR3, and you got Blake Sims, Reggie Ragland, Antonio Langham, Trent Richardson. You have for the next hour hometown heroes for the live podcast. We'll be right back. We are back, and you are listening to The Ropes with TR3. I am your host, the man himself, the legend, Shake and Bake, me, Trent Richardson.
That's a hell of an intro for yourself, my brother.
Man, look, I'm looking at my producer as I'm reading this, and we got FunnyMaine, Reggie Ragland, Antonio Langham, and Blake Sims coming to you live, and we got Mike McCoy. So that was the
I was wondering. I was looking right at Mike right there.
Mike really got left out. I just put him in there. So listen, you didn't hear the intro Mike had when he walked up, when he rolled up in here.
It's probably well deserved.
It was dun 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 dun.
Oh.
A lot of emphasis on me rolling up here.
Meow.
I didn't want to not put your, I didn't want to put your stuff out there, but I want to put people into real light of how you rolling up in here.
Oh, you taking shots. Hey, I only got about 2 more weeks now.
I'm not taking shots.
It's cool. You know. All right.
So why we talking about that, Mike?
So you literally said he rolled up in here knowing that man that had some type of surgery and he on wheels right now.
Well, I'm glad we talking about that.
Yeah.
So what is your situation? What done happened? And Blake, I need you to listen to this one, Blake and Reggie.
I brushed my Achilles.
How you do that?
Hooping at Sanford.
So I
I
hit you
ain't
with the
get
1-2?
I ain't get cooked now. Don't get that twisted now. We know I'm a sniper now. We got open runs at Sanford, and dude set a pick. And, he's a big one, and tried to catch myself, man, and catch myself in a push-up position, man, and I ain't snapped.
Oh, that's not fun.
5 goes a week. Had surgery on. But I'm a real dog, though. I went back to work the same day. They don't make them like this no more.
Well, you know, Mississippi, they're a little bit different.
Yeah, we different now.
You know, they eat clay down there. They don't just use it; they eat it.
That red clay, y'all call it brown dirt.
So
can you let them jump into my question from earlier?
Yeah, please jump into your question. Go ahead.
Do I need to react it, Mike?
Yes, we do. But we talking about practice, man. What are we talking about?
I was like, who is that? Nah, you one of the guys on this panel that, you know, were here under Shula and then Saban. So what was it like, that transition from one regime to the next one?
I think the biggest thing, Coach Shula was a good coach. I don't think he gets enough credit because prior to the year of us getting there, he went 10-2. You know,
2005.
Yeah, I don't think that they had the right personnel, the right people in places in all of. I don't think they had all the people in the right situations, the right pieces. Now, they were similar as far as the practice schedule and how we went as far as the periods are concerned. But I can tell one thing about Coach Saban. When he came in, it was an immediate shift. Like, it's either my way or the highway. Point blank, period. And he didn't ask any questions. He held no bars. And it was good for me because he basically told everybody on the team there's no starting jobs. Everything was up for grabs. So I was out for blood. So it's either me or you, and it was me.
Hey, it was one day, right? Funny.
Yeah.
Mike decided that he didn't want to talk to Coach Saban. And we was doing our warm-up and stuff. And Coach was going around speaking to everybody. He got his guys that he hollered at in that front line. So Mike in the front line, and Mike decided to, I don't know what was on his chest that day, whatever it was.
Got it off,
whatever you call it. But he decided to be power to the people, and he decided to turn his head when Nick came over to speak to him. And so Nick went to going on. I said, man, what in the world is Mike doing? Oh, you can't speak to me. I'm just speaking to you. And so I don't know what Mike said, man, go on down there, man. But whatever he did to Mike that day, man, look, that practice was so long. I think we restarted that practice 2 or 3 times because of Mike.
Hey, man, don't be putting this out there. I was not bad as advertised. I was a hothead.
Do you remember what happened that day, Mike? Why you didn't want to speak to us?
Well,
and did you have to bring him a snack cake the next day?
Oh, no, I tell you, I ain't doing that now. I ain't shining shoes now. I ain't do that. You got the wrong one. I'm from Mississippi. We don't do that. Well, man, we have outside things, man. That's why, that you need people on staff, and I'm not just saying there at that particular university, but everywhere. You got to have a diverse community, man. When you have outside external things that are bothering you, just a simple hi. You didn't even ask me how I was doing or what was the situation like. So I think that's what that transition. But you had outside things. I had some issues going on at home, and it affected me on the field. And plus, I ain't like my star receiver coach, so that didn't make it no better.
There it is.
Hold on, let me Google who was the coach then. Keep talking. I'm gonna Google see who was coach.
Yeah, all you gotta do is ask him.
Kirk Sneddon.
Was that the same day?
Yeah. Man can't coach his way out of a circle, man. Come on.
So listen, was that the same day that y'all got into it?
No, that wasn't the same day.
Oh, okay.
That was later on that week, man. I mean, later on, down the season. It wasn't,
Man, Mike told him, man, I'm going to take these shoulder pads off. We can go behind Jacks.
Behind Jacks. That's very specific, Michael.
You were taking him a long way from the practice field just to give the business, man. You was going to walk across another practice field.
Across the tracks.
Across the tracks, everything, just the Jacks to get to him.
So I can jack him up.
He was so excited. And if you whoop me,
I'm going to shake your hand like a man. We'll call it you.
So we know, like, especially me as a fan, we know, it's going to be fights at practice. Y'all going to have internal issues, all that. All of y'all have won a championship, though. When you win that natty, that championship, is it all worth it? Is there like a unbreakable bond for dudes you've been fighting with? What is that feeling like, man, after you get to hoist that trophy?
Oh, that bond is forever.
Yeah.
I promise you that. And one thing, man, I loved about Coach Stallings was his whole thing was, after it's all said and done, when you guys leave here and you go your separate ways, I want you to always check on each other and take care of each other, man. And our national championship team, man, we hear from each other all the time, man. It's even so cool. You got like Dabo, who's the head coach at Clemson. Some days you be sitting at home just chilling, and Dabo will call you out the blue. Hey, man, what you doing? He love to pick with me because I don't have an iPhone. So he be like, dog, I was trying to FaceTime you, but I couldn't get through. I be like, really, man? I told myself, you doing well at Clemson. Send me an iPhone. We'll call it even. Right. But it's cool, man. Once you win a championship, that bond is forever, man. Your name is on that trophy, is on the wall, it's there.
In the cement.
In the cement, nobody can ever take it away from you.
Right. And I think to follow up behind that, I think it was, for us, it was such a drought before they won the next one. So when we won it with Coach Saban, it was so special. Mm-hmm. I remember going into that spring, man, you could just smell it in the air. It was just completely different. The grass was a little greener. The team was a little bit hungrier. And, you know, we lost to Florida the year prior to. So,
08.
Yeah, it was just a job unfinished. So, man, going into that last year, we knew it was without question we were going to go undefeated. And I still say this day is arguably the best team to come through now.
Here we go.
But you know what's crazy, though? We have something in common because going into winning our championship, the year before, we had been we were blown out in Florida in the swamp. They beat us 35-0.
Didn't Louisville tap y'all up 91 too?
Well, that was
90.
No, that was 90.
90.
They tapped us up.
Who was the quarterback?
We had too much. It wasn't. What's his name? He was number 14. I can't think of his name now.
Florida had some dogs back then. Florida, Miami, and Florida State. They was not the guys to play with back then.
South.
Miami. If I was young, I know y'all was little.
Yeah.
But man, I don't know if y'all remember Miami and the fatigue game, bro. They
been to Testaverde.
Man, listen.
Oh yeah.
I ain't never been scared, for Bama in my life. But when we played Miami that year, bro, I was like, I don't know. Because they had got us in 89, too, at the Sugar Bowl. They kind of tapped us up.
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but that 92 game, man, them boys, the greatest game I've ever saw in my life of Bama. And I know this y'all 30th anniversary, man. I've been on record saying 92 defense, I've never seen a better defense in my lifetime, top to bottom. We can argue about offenses, but defenses, them the guys to me.
Yeah, man, that's tough, man.
I know y'all going to say 11, 16, even 09.
I wouldn't even say 11, though, man. Like, I would tell guys about that 09 defense, man.
Yeah.
10. I'm telling you, 10.
Yeah,
10
was a dog defense, too, now.
Listen,
man.
on paper, 2010 should have never lost a game, but they lost more games than anybody with 3. So I'm so mad at them.
Javier Arenas,
yeah,
Marquise Johnson.
You forgetting the main dog.
Hold on, I'm gonna go down. You got
Renzo Washington, you got Justin Woodall,
Mark Barron,
Dante Hightower, Nico Johnson,
Robert Left,
Terrence Cody,
Chapman, Eric Anders,
Roger Green.
Who was the linebacker there?
Marcel
Rolando. How y'all gonna not name Rolando first?
I mean, because I was one of the secondary linebackers then.
You talking about 2010 or 09?
2009.
Okay, yeah, Rolando.
Now cold.
Yeah.
Like I said, on paper, but I'm still not over that 2010 Iron Bowl. That's just one game I'll never get over, bro.
I don't even want to talk about it, man.
Just to be more careful.
I don't even want to get into it.
And I think it go ahead, bro.
No, go ahead.
I think it is hard to have the conversation about defense because I know y'all younger. But to see them dudes do their thing, bro, that 92 defense, you got to trust. The video is still this video on YouTube. Y'all just got to trust me on this, man. These were some boys top to bottom, and I'm like 12 years old at the time. I never seen nothing like it in my life, man, the way they just shut people down, running anything. They was athletes.
Well, I wasn't even born in 93.
See what I mean? So it's hard to.
I was 5.
I was 12. I was almost grown. But to have one here, and then them guys to be celebrating their 30-year anniversary, man. You gotta understand that Florida team that they went up against, and then that Miami team they went up against. These were like game-changing offenses at the time. I'm gonna stand on it, bro. 92 best I ever seen. That's not taking nothing away from nobody else.
And you saying the defense?
The defense, offense.
We're not saying overall team.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah, no. I just wanted to make sure everything was.
It was a different offense, man.
No, because they had a great offense too. Now
you had great running backs for sure, but
don't let Prince hear you say that.
Who, Prince Wembley?
Yeah.
Prince Wembley,
cool
one of the fastest ever. But it just wasn't an offense built to throw it around. It was a run. You was gonna give it to Derek Lassett. You was gonna give it to Sherman Williams. You were gonna let Martin Houston do the blocking. Like that's the type of offense it was, and nobody can stop it.
Oh, he did his homework.
Dude, this was me. And then I got to give credit to my guy with the same high school, David Palmer. There was no answer for Deuce, bro.
Deuce.
Yeah.
Now, Deuce started the Wildcat. They won't give him credit for it now.
Thank
Deuce
you.
started the Wildcat now. They would take Jay and just take him off the field, and they put Deuce at quarterback.
Yep.
And I couldn't figure out for the life of me how other teams wouldn't figure it out. They were going to snap it to Deuce, and he was either going to go right or left. Or that was it. He may have thrown the ball maybe twice out of the Wildcat, but it was just Deuce, man. I'm like, at one point, our offense was so bad. Coach Stoller just told Mal, he just put Dave Palmer at quarterback. He did, man. He just put Dave Palmer at quarterback and let it go.
They said he was like that. He was a freshman in high school.
Oh yeah.
They said he was different.
Yeah, they say Deuce was different, man.
Man, listen, when going to jail, Jackson Nolan High School, the football coach, Coach Clisby, also taught classes. We did nothing in class but watch football highlights. So we watching tapes of David Palmer and all these guys in the spread offense. But here's on tape what we knew going to JO. David Palmer's older brother was badder than he was.
That's what they said?
Yeah.
That's what
he was
said.
badder than he was.
His brother Jay Bird?
Jay Bird.
That's crazy.
We had no choice but to just sit there.
They said whatever running back Jay Bird decided he wanted to be that night. They said he came out one game. He had a horse collar on, and they said he had just found some goggles laying around and put them on. And he said he was going to be Eric Dickerson that night, man. And they said Jay Bird went for about 300 yards, man, about 4 touchdowns, man. They were like, whatever he just decided he wanted to do that night, he could do it. His brother Jay Bird.
Wow. Yeah. And that's man, that's amazing, man. But we got to take a short break, man, for a few messages from our sponsors, man. But right here, we'll be right back with Hometown Heroes, coming to you live from AVX Studios in downtown Birmingham.
Johnson, and Johnson is all the way down to the 20-yard line. Tommy Johnson having a huge ball game tonight.
And we are back in the building with our podcast segment, Hometown Heroes. Joining me is the crew, FunnyMaine, Reggie Ragland, Antonio Langham, Mike McCoy, and I still think Blake Sims is on there. Blake Sims, and I'm your host, Trent Richardson. And we are back with our podcast part. So, man, before we went off the air, man, we were sitting there saying, we was talking about the Deuce, the legend, the myth.
David Palmer, yes, sir.
David Palmer, man.
Papa Cherry, we call him on the west side. Just Pop.
Don't ask why. Don't ask nothing about the
yeah,
name.
please.
Please don't ask nothing about the name. Let that go, all right?
Okay.
Oh, no, we know what it means.
So his brother was better than David.
Yeah.
That's what he'll say. That's what everybody on the west side will
But
say.
it be like that, man, because my older brother, man, when he came in as a freshman, Like, my older brother was power cleaning 365 with Timberland boots on. Like, they would tell me all type of story about my brother, man. Trent Richardson, man, my oldest brother, man. They call him Kobe now. Don't ask me why he got that name. I don't know why that Kobe name came apart. That's his Mac name he used to call it back in the day, I guess. I don't know. But, man, I'm telling you, man, like, he was the only person I have ever seen to this day touch the top of the backboard.
He did it in the Timbs.
In the Timbs. In the Timbs.
That's how my brother Black was.
Like, touch the top. Now, I ain't talking about the square. I'm talking about touch the top of the backboard. Like, that's different hops.
With some Timbs on?
With some Timbs on.
My brother was dunking in middle school. I had to live up to the hype. I was dunking in middle school. I mean, it's just, you know, that.
I was dunking in the 6th grade.
Yo, nuts.
Is there video of this? Or we just got to take your word?
Yeah.
Oh, I got
No.
Oh, you Rag?
Yeah.
Oh, that's true.
I seen video already.
I heard all about him, man.
Yeah, I seen
I
video.
know that's true.
Man, we're going to get DJ on here one day so you can tell a story how I dunked on DJ Fluker.
Oh.
He was in the wreck.
We had some athletes. Zolo
Yeah.
was jumping.
We
had some
Zolo can play basketball, too.
Me, Woodall. I mean, everybody. Mays could hoop.
Man,
I mean,
Mays, man, is one of the most underrated basketball players I've seen. Like, as far as dunking, and you know, Mays ain't nothing but 5'5", and you know that's on a good
Man,
day.
look here. I got somebody right now. I put 5 up under Mays right now. And he came in with me, Cyrus Jones, to put 5 up under Mays.
I don't know, man. I had to see that.
Man, bro, look here. Coach Saban went to the gym to get Cyrus about the gym to come play.
Oh, that's how he
for
used
him.
to do us. We used to get in trouble because we used to
get
hoop
in
against the.
trouble for
No. I'm talking about high school. He came to see Cyrus play. He didn't come see y'all play, did he?
They came to see me hoop now.
No, Shula came to see you. Saban did.
Yeah, that's right. It was still Alabama, wasn't it? That was.
So who the best all around athlete in the room?
What, right now?
Right now. Who can do football, basketball, golf, all that?
I'm already out of the hunt.
You
don't golf?
Yeah, when you say golf, you can count me out.
Man, I got to get y'all on that golf course.
No, I golf, but all around. You said all around.
Yeah.
Right,
yeah, well, I did. We definitely know it ain't me.
Well,
We'll take the golf out and put a baseball in my hand. Baseball.
Yeah.
Baseball.
We can do that.
Yeah, I was a hell of a catcher. That one my knees messed up now.
Gotta say pause or something.
Yeah, listen, please.
Man, I can't be grown. This man, pause, man. Golly, man. So look, question, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
Go ahead, Reg.
No, I just wanted to say, man, I want to send my condolences out to the Virginia State, you know, to Virginia, man, to them 3 players that got killed, man, that senseless murder, man. I want to shout out to their families, man. You know, I know it's a tough time they're going through right now, man. So I want to send my condolences out to them.
Oh, yeah, man.
For
That
sure,
is,
man.
Definitely.
Wow.
It's tough, man, 'cause especially when you're sending your kids off. Can you imagine being a parent? I wouldn't want nobody to imagine it, but being a parent, sending your kids off to the college, you know, for me, my kids would be in college in 2 and 3 years. Like my daughter she's a sophomore. And so, you know, to send my daughter off and, you know, she's doing something, you know, at school and, you know, she all doing her thing. And, you know, I trust that everything's going to be safe with her, you know, especially if it's a school like Alabama that I done went to and, you know people down there, man. And you know, to come to hear that, you know, somebody got shot, you know, somebody got killed, you know, because it's 2 other boys out there that got shot too, you know, and they fighting for their lives right now. So, man, it's tough, man. And it's a tough situation, man. As a parent and as an athlete and as a coach too, man, looking at, you know, on all ends, man. I don't know how them kids, I don't know how them families, I don't know how them coaches are down there doing right now, man. I know they canceled the game for the weekend.
We got a kid up there. I got a kid up there. And check on him. It's tough, man.
It was crazy. The guy that shot him played football with him.
That's tough, man.
So tell me this, what is your message? You know, what would be your message to him, or did you talk to him already?
Yeah, I talked to him. He good. I mean, just shell shock, man. I mean, the fact that you know, these your brothers, you know, like we just had a conversation earlier, you know, blood, sweat, and tears. You got a brotherhood. So when you come in and you get to know each other, you build relationships, and it's a normal thing to wake up and we got practice. Everybody gonna be there, and you at a prime university. You look to your right or left, and your homeboy not there, man. That's tough.
Yeah, I can remember, right? And Mike, you was there in school at the time, and Brandon Dedrick got shot.
Oh yeah,
I remember that.
Yeah.
And I think that was on Tuesday or Wednesday.
He played that.
Yeah,
weekend.
he played. I think we played on a Friday or Saturday. We played Saturday. He got shot on Wednesday and he played, but he was like we was 2 up. Like especially I remember EA Eric Anders.
Him and Prince Hall. Prince Hall and all those. They real close.
Yeah,
man.
they was real close. And so like when it happened, because he was telling me, man, when he looked at the gun, he thought it was it was a joke, And he said he looked down the barrel and he seen that bullet, so he tried to smack it away, and I remember Saban saying this, like it was Frank, like yesterday, like it was today. Like, like, man, look, somebody got a gun to you, and Saban pulled out his wallet. Hey, you can have this, you can have my watch, whatever you want. And Dane never said, "Oh, you can take Miss Terry." He ain't say that, but you can read between the lines, like, "Hey, man, your life is much important, man. Like, don't fight it. If somebody robbing you." And this was a different situation, but it was, at the time, man, we was hurt, man, like, cause that's our brother, and for me, that was my big brother. Like, I looked up to him, and when you got guys on your team, man, you built that family, man, that bond. Anytime something happened to one of yours, man, you feel it.
Right.
Man,
and then I guess the other part of it, because, we all come from them type of neighborhoods and them type of environments. You think when you get to college, you away from all that.
Right. Yeah.
And then to, for it to pretty much follow you or still be so close, man, it's like, damn, can I get a break?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I literally done everything I could do to get away from that life. Got me a D1 scholarship. I'm up here in Virginia, and now I got to bury 3 of my friends.
Yeah, man, because it was tough for us, man. When we had a couple teammates who lost parents while we was in school, due to sickness, and that was tough for us because we had got close with the parents,
Right.
And so, but to see this, man, and to see, I don't know the story, I don't know the situation. I know the father had came out and said something about, guys had kind of been, picking at him and stuff like that. But at the same time, man, to take another man's life, man, times got to be rough, man. I just can't, and not trying to dig deep down into it, man. But man, it's tough, man, because man, it's scary for me. Like for real, I done been in those situations, but like for me to know that my child's going to college in 2 years, man, that's scary, man. Like I was over there in Mexico, man, when the stuff had happened with the dude shooting up the school back here in America, and it was so crazy because it was like, man, you don't hear nothing about this stuff out the country. Like you don't hear nothing about this stuff in Mexico, but in America, they say that your freedom and all this other stuff, and so why is this stuff happening? Like I was in the store one day with my kids in Walmart. This is a carry concealed weapon. In Alabama, they can carry in Alabama. So they was carrying, and they had a big old pistol on his waistband. I'm just like, bro, y'all don't see that? They're like, yeah, like y'all ain't gonna arrest him or take him to jail. We can't. He wasn't breaking the law. Yeah, he wasn't breaking the law. We can't do nothing about it. So if he pull his gun out right now and fire this place up, now you gonna say that he wasn't breaking the law? Like, it's just tough, man.
Well, I think it's 2 things going on that I agree with. Number one, we do have some mental health issues in the country. Like, everybody ain't dealing with the trauma of life the same. Like, it's very hard on some people. And number 2, I think for us responsible gun owners, guns should be available, but they're just readily available to any and everybody. When you got a country full of people dealing with mental health, and you got guns readily available, that's just a bad experiment that we seeing ain't working out. And I ain't saying, take people guns. I'm just saying, like, we got to collectively come up with something, because where we at right now, that ain't it.
I don't think people
because you either got to make it harder to get guns, or what, because it's crazy that you said the school shooting. So I was in the 10th grade at Bob Jones. So the way Bob Jones worked, it go from 10th, 11th, and 12th. And then, like, the 9th grade at the middle school. So one day, my 10th grade year, man, all of a sudden they just started locking the school down, man. And there was a kid at the 9th grade at the middle school that I went to, high school, junior high, with a 9th grade at, walked in the bathroom, man, and shot a kid and killed him in the bathroom. And they had to lock down the whole school. And it was so close to home for me because the year before, I was just there. Like, I could have been in that same bathroom that he walked in and shot the dude. I could have been in there, and he decided I shot him, but because you was in there, let me shoot you too. Like, and it's just crazy how stuff works like that, man.
Yeah,
and like that hit home for me and everybody there. And like I said, I could have been in that same bathroom a year prior, and he could have walked in.
And I may get some rebuttal on this, but I just don't think people. I grew up being able to shoot a shotgun better than I can shoot a pistol, because we hunt. We were just taught to respect a gun. We couldn't play, even with a BB gun, you don't point it at nobody.
Yeah,
and,
right.
You pull it, you got to use it. That was just one of those key things. And I don't think enough classes, it's similar to a police officer. You mean to tell me I got to go to hair school longer than it takes to be a police officer nowadays? But not to jump off subject, I just feel like FunnyMaine just said, I think it got to be some more protocols that take action in respecting a gun. I don't think everybody, you got to check people's mentals nowadays. There's some people that are off they rocker on these pills, man. It's at an all-time high, man.
Yeah, man. I don't know if y'all heard about all the stuff going on in Hewitt. With they find the principal and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, I did read a little bit about that. And so wasn't it like a death list or something?
Yeah,
like
one of the kids had did a death threat, said they were gonna come kill certain people and all this other stuff, but it was at the high school. And so both of my daughters at the school, and so my daughters are texting me like, "Dad, I need to get checked out." I'm like, well, what's going on? And she said, "You ain't seen?" And she sent me a picture of the kid was on the news, or they had on the news and stuff like that. That the kid said he was gonna come shoot up the school and what, blase, blase. And so for me as a parent, like, y'all didn't come contact me about this stuff. Like, y'all didn't give me a call and nothing like that. So of course I went and checked my kids out fast as I can. Checked out my boys too, because ain't no telling what schools he gonna try to hit. But to hear stuff like that, man, like, school is supposed to be like, hey, that's school. Like, none of that stuff's supposed to go on. Like, you there to learn, you there, to start, learning, like, start learning, getting your education, and meet some friends and stuff like that too, man. So I don't know what these kids are going through, and we will never know. It's different times, man. Social media, cyberbullying, it's all type of stuff going on, man. But we got to learn how to talk to these kids too.
Yeah, not talk at them.
Yeah.
But we got to understand, like, a lot of our traumas when we were kids, it was private.
Yeah.
Like, you get beat up and nobody knew, but
school.
3 people around you, the rest was hearsay. Like, nah, you get posted on the internet nowadays. I can't imagine what that's like. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you 13, 14, 15, and you that's following you around. That's tough, man. You don't know. Think about it. Then you only had to compete with, okay, you got a few classmates wearing Nikes and you got on the scats or whatever. Now you got to compete with the whole world because everybody on Instagram, everybody on Facebook. So, yeah, we definitely got to wrap our arms around this younger generation.
Yeah, man. I'm enjoying this conversation, man. But once again, we got to take a short break. You got to pay a couple bills, man. You are here with our podcast segment, Hometown Heroes. I'm your host, Trent Richardson. You are listening to The Ropes with TR3. Stay tuned.
You hope and pray that you never get it, but when you do, your world stops.
On Facebook, pictures of Brenda and her son a day before the shooting. What should people know about Mike?
He was so kind-hearted. When he loves you, he loves you. He strives. He is a fighter
Shots were fired on Sunday night as this bus pulled into a campus garage at the end of a field trip. An eyewitness said the alleged shooter, a former UVA football player, 22-year-old Christopher Darnell Jones Jr., was on board.
What I'm hearing is Mike made it off the bus, but went back to help his friends. He was shot in the back, exited through his stomach.
Hollins told CBS News Mike was very close to the 3 players killed on Sunday: Devin Chandler, Lavelle Davis Jr., and Deshaun Perry.
So we are back, man, and we know this segment gonna be real quick, man. Look, it's going by so fast, man. Look, this
fly when you're having fun.
Yeah, man. This second half, man, of Hometown Heroes, man. We probably gonna have to make this a 2-hour show instead of an hour show, and hopefully I can get. I'm putting them on. Look, I'm putting them on fire right now. I'm putting the red dot on them right now, man. Hopefully I can get a commitment from my guys after tonight. They'll do the whole 2 hours with me, man.
Well, you're going to have to get a commitment from my wife.
Oh, now you're going to have to bargain. That's what it is. You're going to blame it on the right now.
Hey, I'm right there with you. I'm right there. Hey, that's what I be trying to tell them, man. I be gone all day, so, hey, I'm trying to stay married. I like my partner.
Exactly.
I know that.
Hey.
That's right. I like my baby mama.
Man, it's so crazy, man. We had so much fun on this show, man.
Hold on, before you get into that, are we going to? Can we go over? Oh, okay, guys. But we got what? 3 minutes, 4 minutes, where we can talk about LeBron and Curry.
Okay, give me what you got.
If we're talking about Blake, you still on?
Nah, Blake ain't on there. Oh. Reggie on there though, because Reggie ain't gonna agree with you.
Yeah.
Reggie, would you agree? Now we're not talking about entire career. We're talking about the last 5 years of body of work. Who's the best player in the world? Steph Curry or LeBron?
Oh, you said best player in the world. If that's the case, it's the Greek Freak. You talking about best player in the world?
We said that. We said it earlier. I agree. But if you're talking about between LeBron and Curry, who you taking?
Man, right now them Lakers look so stank.
Come on, Rag. Hey, don't change on us now, Rag. Don't change up on us now, Rag. Hold on, wait a minute, Rag.
No. We talking about right now. I'm definitely taking Curry.
That's right.
So you gonna take Curry over LeBron James?
That's right.
Right now, but if we talking about overall body of work, career from day one, I'm taking LeBron because LeBron my favorite player.
But you gotta say last 5 years.
I'm
not gonna say the last 5 years because last year
Honey
he
Ice
had
is
a
record
career now in points and all that. Now we gonna say in a year. How about that?
No, we ain't talking about no year.
No, we gonna say a year.
Well, if it's a year, we talking Curry. If we talking 2 years,
we
talking Curry.
We talking 2 years. I'm taking LeBron.
Come on, man. That's because he's your favorite player.
Man, no.
But I'm a realist too. But I'm a realist, man. I had a teammate in the locker room sit here and tell me that Blake Griffin would lock up Charles Barkley. Come on, now.
I don't even know how this close, bro. When you talk about the physical attributes of LeBron James, even to this day, at his age, I don't even think it's close.
Hold on.
Because I'm not, even if we talking defense, I don't think I ever seen Steph Curry play defense.
Hold on.
15, we got 15 seconds. Come on, get it to me.
Hold on.
15 seconds.
Hold on.
10.
We are talking about, forget
5.
how tall he is. We talking about a shoe. Who going if you at last shot on the game, who you want?
2.
Who you want taking the shot?
I want LeBron to dunk.